go to vessels, vessels go to nodes. We'll talk about in a minute what they're for. Okay, what's after a node? Let's find L words. Well, there's some. What's after a node? Lymphatic what? A trunk, like a tree. So my next one is a lymph trunk. Why they named that? It looks like a tree, I guess. Lymph trunk has branches. Okay, name the next L word you see up there. Lymph what? Lymph duct, number 5. So my trunks, my nodes go to trunks, my trunks go to ducts. We're not done yet, there's one more. What's the next thing? It doesn't say lymph, by the way. What's the next thing it'll be in after the duct? I'm going to be in the veins. I'm running out of room to go this way. Number 6, you're going to be in the subclavian veins. I'm going to be back in the blood because that's where I'm supposed to go. I'm supposed to go from the L words back to the blood words. Now I've made my trip. I'm going to end the capillaries, then back into the veins. Make sense? All right, so you're supposed to know that order of the flow between here and there. Let's go back to our video. That's basically what we're doing here. Got a smidgen? Not here.
Used, for example, for dietary fat absorption in the intestine. Once inside lymphatic vessels, the recovered fluid is called lymph. Lymph flow is enabled by the same forces that facilitate blood flow in the veins. It goes from lymphatic capillaries to larger and larger lymphatic vessels and eventually drains into the bloodstream via the subclavian veins.
So she skipped the node and all that, but she has the right pathway. Capillary vessel, blah, 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 veins. All right, let's keep going.
On the way, it passes through a number of lymph nodes, which serve as filters, cleansing the fluid before it reaches the bloodstream.
What's the job of the node? To clean. So nodes, their job is to clean or filter the L word. Because again, I don't want something getting from my body back to my heart without making sure it's clean. So the job of a lymph node is to clean or filter the lymph. Can anyone guess what's inside a lymph node that would clean and filter pathogens? What lives in a lymph node?
White blood cells?
White blood cells. Lymphocytes live in your lymph system. So those white blood cells we just listed would be found in these nodes to clean the stuff as it goes through, as it's on its way. Right? So the capillaries and vessels and trunk are basically tubing. The nodes are where I actually clean stuff up. All right?
Lymph nodes are small bean-shaped.
Right.
Just lymphocytes?
No, you can have magnify, all of them can be in there.
Scattered throughout
Lymphocytes is just one way to remember it.
Lymph nodes are small bean-shaped structures scattered throughout the lymphatic network. They are most prominent in the areas where the vessels converge. Lymph nodes contain macrophages and dendritic cells that directly swallow up any pathogens, such as bacteria or viruses that may have been taken up from an infected tissue. They also contain lymphocytes, T cells and B cells, which are involved in adaptive immune response, a process that produces activated lymphocytes and antibodies specific to the invading pathogen. These are then carried by the lymph to the bloodstream to be distributed wherever they are needed. The lymphatic system also includes lymphoid organs. Primary lymphoid organs, the thymus and bone marrow, are the sites of lymphocyte production, maturation, and selection. Selection is the process in which lymphocytes learn to distinguish between self and non-self,
We'll do that next week.
so they can recognize and destroy pathogens without attacking the body's own cells. Mature lymphocytes then leave the primary for the secondary lymphoid organs, the lymph nodes, spleen, and lymphoid nodules, where they encounter pathogens and become activated.
Support us a big trap. All right, so now we have to figure out where those lymph, she mentions it a little bit, where you find lymph nodes. So I'm going to go to a static picture to We're looking at these kidney bean things that filter. You're supposed to know the major places in your body where you would expect to find them. You mentioned in the first video. I'm going to show you another picture because I can. Some guy wearing a tie underlined and found this picture. So we're going to name places that you expect lymph nodes to be found. Where's the top one at? I'm going to say cervical nodes. So I expect us to find lots of lymph nodes in my cervical area, which means what? My neck. You have them all over, but these are the concentrations of them, cervical nodes. What's another place you may find them? Look at the next one down. Axillary nodes. Remind me from our state through the room where axils are? Armpits. Those are armpit nodes. So if you're wondering why your doctor's pushing on those weird spots, well, because if I push there, I'm going to know what your nodes are doing. That's where the nodes are located. Push here, push there. We got some more. If you look over there, there's the thoracic nodes. Those you really can't push on very easily. Those are in your chest. So I got some in my chest, I got some in my neck, I got some in my armpit. We're going to skip that one for a second. Go down this zone here. I see abdominal pelvic as one choice. I'm going to combine them. So in my abdomen and my pelvis. That last one's that funny I word. Where's your inguinal at? That's your groin. Those are the main places you have like a big collection of nodes. My throat, my armpits, my chest, my abdomen, and my groin. That's the most common. There are other places, it's not the only places. All right, so here's the question. Why there? I mean, the one that always throws people is, why put nodes in your armpit? I mean, no one cares about an armpit, right? Why put nodes there?
You sweat, so stuff comes out. You want to make sure
Okay,
it's
one hypothesis is sweating. That's actually not the reason, but that's a good guess. Remind me what part of the body we're trying to defend in this context.
arm.
The heart, right? The blood vessel. So on this picture, not anatomically correct, there's headquarters, right there. Farmer John, where am I most likely to get injured and allow stuff into my body? My hand. Okay, so Farmer John gets a splinter in his finger. It's red hot. Where are these pathogens going to go? They're going to crawl up my finger, and they're going to go up the fluid. They're eventually going to go this way. And I don't want them getting to my heart. Where's someplace I could stop them from getting to my heart? Oh, if I put a bunch of nodes in my armpit, nothing from my arm can get further in. They have to stop at my arm. Make sense? Where else can I get hurt? Well, I step on nails all the time. Okay, something gets in my foot, I don't want it to my heart. Where do you have to go through to get from a foot to a heart? You gotta go through your groin. See, old Westerns cut them off at the pass? If I can ring my body with nodes here, then I can give up my arms and legs, but I'm protecting headquarters by putting a ring of forts around the center of my body. So armpits, groin, abdominal pelvic from eating. Why would it be in my neck? Where would pathogens be in my neck? Swallowing food, Taco Bell number 5, right? So this can come in my eyes and ears. I don't want it getting down my throat to headquarters. So I'm surrounding my core with a ring of filters. That way stuff can't get in. Make sense? So your doctor's going to check your throat, check your armpits, check your groin. That says what's leaking in from the extremities or your body. Make sense? Okay. Now we're going to do one more little bit on this. Is everyone over 18? Let me show you a picture. Okay, this is not just me showing a big breast, but all that works. Okay, here we go. Let's look at some breast tissue. Is there fluid in breast tissue? Yeah, they are squishy. Last time I checked. Okay, where's all that fluid go? Look in this picture. Where would you drain breast tissue to? Let's see. Oh, here's some lymph things. Where are they going to go? The closest place to clean that is
Axillary.
your armpit, right? That's the closest collection. So you're going to have fluid in here, get there, go there. Where's the next place you'll be after an armpit? You're going to be right in the blood, right? Closest strip to the blood vessels. Great. So one day you're feeling your armpit and you feel lumps in there. That could mean that you're cleaning something out from infection. Breasts usually don't get infected much. What might the doctor assume might be in there if there's swollen armpits? What else could be in a lymph node besides bacteria? Oh, I'll be sure. Bam, bam, bam. She's modest.
The body is mostly composed of fluids. All its cells contain and are
Oh, turn them off. Bam.
fluids. In addition, 4 to 5 liters of blood circulate through the cardiovascular system at any given time. Some of that blood escapes from the system as it passes through tiny blood vessels called capillaries in the body tissues. Fortunately, there is a secondary circulatory system that reabsorbs escaped fluid and returns it to the veins. That system is the lymphatic system. It runs parallel to the veins and empties into them. Lymph forms at the microscopic level. Small arteries, or arterioles, lead to capillaries, which in turn lead to small veins, or venules. Lymph capillaries lie close to the blood capillaries, but they are not actually connected. The arterioles deliver blood to the capillaries from the heart